Today we are interviewing Ms. Meenu Arora, who is the Associate Director of Outreach at CREA University. She's a counseling psychologist and a life skill trainer, having done a master's in education, master's in psychology, and a diploma in training and development. And she specializes in educational counseling. She has played an active role in spreading awareness about the significance of liberal education among students and parents. So, what are the career opportunities for students who are studying psychology?
So psychology is, first of all, is a kind of career where you really need to have a specific kind of personality and a skill set. Only degree will not matter, because even if you're a gold medalist in psychology, but if you don't have the skill set, you just cannot work. And I personally believe that psychology is one subject which can be combined with any other discipline. You look around, even AI is based on psychology. So, first of all, it's important to understand the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist. A psychiatrist has an MBBS degree, who does MD in psychiatry. They are the ones who deal with mentally ill patients and they can prescribe medicines. A psychologist is basically a person who has done his postgrad in psychology and maybe one more specialization either in clinical, sports, or counseling psychology. And of course, there are many more fields like organizational. So, if you want to pursue sciences, then you can always do psychiatry. If you want to pursue any other field, then you can always do, other fields of psychology. Now, the major fields of psychology are clinical psychologists. Clinical psychologists are those who basically deal with, again, mentally ill patients, but they cannot prescribe medicines. They can only do therapies. And of course, they can always deal with normal, so as to say, normal people. Sometimes they are facing some certain kinds of challenges in life and they want some kind of guidance. So clinical psychologist as well as a counseling psychologist can deal with certain set of people. Now, as a counseling psychologist, you have to complete your PG in psychology and then maybe a professional course in counseling. And then you can work in any hospital, or you can have your own counseling center, or you can work in a school. So sometimes they call it a school psychologist, but in school you can always work as a counselor also, school counselor. Now, the only thing which you need to keep it in mind is, as a school counselor, you have to have little knowledge about special education and clinical psychology as well. So the third field which you can pursue in psychology is a special education. Sometimes students do child psychology and then they pursue special education, and some do psychology as in their undergrad level and then they pursue special education. There are some universities which are giving undergrad programs in special education also. So special education is a field where you deal with children with special needs like dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, ADHD, autism. And not only that, in fact, when we talk about special needs, even gifted students have special needs, or maybe emotional needs. So, that is also another part of psychology which you can specialize in. Then there is criminal psychology. There are many, especially family courts, they employ sometimes, psychologists because they are dealing with the relationship problems. Or criminal psychology works with the lawyers, to understand the criminal's behavior and how that particular crime must have taken place. And very close to this is forensic psychology. Then there is sports psychology. Last year, in fact, I read it in the newspaper that they're going to make it compulsory to have a psychologist with every sports team. So, they basically motivate the team. They deal with them whenever they are facing some kind of failures or homesickness. Then is the consumer psychology. And lastly, organizational psychology. So organizational psychology is very much in demand nowadays, because many of the corporates, they are facing a problem where their employees are having mental health issues and they want to employ psychologists. So psychologists, organizational psychologists, not only deal with that, but they also deal with recruitment, selection, training, performance appraisal, and all these things. And at the end, I will say that psychology is one subject which can be combined with any other subject. And whether you talk about advertising, marketing, content writers, gaming, a psychologist will always do much better, because wherever, in whichever career or profession you're dealing with human behavior, the knowledge of psychology will always help you.
Thank you for giving such a elaborate answer on the career opportunities, and thank you so much for your time on CareerZ today. And I wish you best of luck on your future ventures. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Johan.